What to do, folks? How's everything going? I am not going to be up here for long. Just wanting to get this done, or at least lay out the designs and stuff, because I plan on finishing this tonight. This is the final map in the Memorial Stadium Stadium Chronicles. It's a bonus one. It's a stadium place, and yeah, I'm going to be doing it. Going to be doing it a little bit different. Um, this time, a little bit more accurate than what I did about 3 years ago. So I'll be moving on from these, and I got all the list of the ballparks that I'm currently going to be working on. And one of them is, well, here's the ones I've already done. I've done Memorial Stadium, obviously. Yankee Stadium needs, Tiger Stadium needs to be revisited. Busch Stadium 2 is going to be revisited, so no worries there, guys. I did get that done. Okay. So that's going to be done. I did all of those, so there'll be nothing to worry about in regards to that. Okay. And that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think. Oh, Three River Stadium I did. Riverfront Stadium I did. So I did most of the cookie cutters except Jack Robbie Stadium, which will be done this year, and Angel Stadium, which I'll be working on as well. So that's going to be something that will be on my list to work on in the remaining time to get done. So no worries on that. That will be definitely something worth staying in the loop for, and the best is to come on that. So I'm just going to be wrapping up on this. The biggest difficulty when it comes to getting this done is basically just, making sure everything's accurate, making everything is right. I really want to make that push to get everything done and out before, say, August or so like that, because obviously there's big things coming and a lot of stuff that I would like to get out the way and get done. So that's that. This would be a very good map to use, because this map right here is I'm trying to be very logistically accurate to it. See like what I can accomplish with this. So yeah. So this is definitely something that you want to check out. Technically it's ballpark canon, because the Orioles do come down here from time to time and do the Waverly Community, where they take Waverly Community youth and come down here, and the Orioles play with them and stuff. So, the Orioles still use 33rd Street for a specific amount of time, and it's definitely something that I really like seeing, and hopefully a lot of people discover it, and hopefully a lot of people come across it. That would make my life exponentially grateful for that. So I would like that very much. you know. So all right, so we got that going. And so that's the stadiums in which I'm working on. I will be working on a lot of good ones. London Stadium is going to get worked on. Apparently, SDS is uploading Rickwood Field to. Apparently, they're uploading it to Rickwood Field to what's it called, to MLB The Show. So I kind of don't have to work on that anymore. I probably would do it if they don't bring the modern version in. I probably will do that I'm going to do a sandlot version of that field, so that's coming soon. So I'm going all out this year, mainly because if I do it now, I won't have to do it later, and that would be a surprise treat for sure. So that's what I'm looking forward to, and that's what I plan on doing with all of this. And this is going to be the last map. I've used somewhat the same map for the past 2.5 years or so, and I look forward to letting this baby go. Revisit it at some other time if possible, but altogether just letting it go, and I just move on to other stadiums and ballparks and all that stuff. I'm gonna miss it. That is for certain. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss the hardships. I'm gonna miss the stuff which I talk about, because, like, me personally, like, it's never gonna be the same. Me coming through here and getting all this stuff done and doing all this stuff. So, I want to make it count. I want to make it good. And the only way you do that is do a good one shot and then, leave it be. And so that's that. But this is what I plan to do. And this is what I plan to, probably shouldn't put that many. I should probably just do that. So, the design behind this is the Thanksgiving memorial. So they placed this in the exact spot where the Memorial Stadium facade was once at, and they tore down the facade when they tore down Memorial Stadium here. And so this was dedicated, I believe, in like 2010 or so, when they were starting to develop this place. And so this is where you get all the designs and everything like that, and the gardens and everything. So that is what I am currently working on right here. It's not going to be easy because you got to line everything up, make sure everything's accurate. But this is the omega to the alpha. The alpha on this map is the alpha on this map is the what's it called? Baltimore Municipal Stadium. Because before this, it was a park, much like it kind of is now. Waverly was a park, and so it was called Venerable Park, excuse me. And then they turned it into its respectful stadium now. So. Okay, so we have this at the front of it, where we give a little bit of a walkway. So this is smack dab in the middle. And then you have so yeah, that's pretty much where everything's going. That's where everything is finishing up with. I have Camden Yards on ice already. So that's going to be worked at and looked on and still researched as to how to approach it in the most effective way possible. There's going to be a lot of good ballparks coming, a lot of good stuff. I just want to get this done and out the way so that No. Okay, I just want to see what they made this out of. I mean, it's supposed to be white, but like I don't have. There's nothing white here to do this with. So, we're gonna make this a half one, and then go around in a circle. And don't worry about the spacing because you can get all that straightened out as soon as you get all this going. I'm trying to limit the amount of resources I make because I'm getting dangerously close to um, Max Out Town, USA. So that's pretty much that. So in the middle, we have what we got in the middle. We have top of it with okay. So we have all right. I could cop out and I could make the what's it called? Um, I could cop out and make the with the Hall of Fame thing, but that's just not going to that's not going to vibe here. So we got a clock tower, which I would like to use. This isn't it's not close to it, but um so I don't know what else I can add to that. But let's see, I think it's clever if there's a door, but probably not. So all right, just put this at the front and then do the same thing that you do with the Memorial Stadium upper deck. I honest to God can't find anything else better that I can put there. Okay. All right, so we're going to put this back. It's somewhat accurate, you know. So the way they designed this thing is that like the whole layout is a representation um, of the spot where the memorial wall and stuff used to be at before they demolished everything. Um, so it's full of shopping centers now, and it's full of like shopping centers and livable spaces. The Gilchrist Center recently opened up, which is, I believe, a hospice care for people who are in their last stages of life. So this area has definitely become less about sports per se and more about a livable community. I honestly, if you guys have seen my videos and where I was in October, you will see that I took a trip back down here, first time in I think 12 years, and got to see. Hey, Max, and I got to see this location, walk the grounds again, do everything again, and managed to. What time I got? I need to get out of here. 6:40. Oh God. And I walked the space. I surveyed everything. Wanted to get a grasp of like, just how massive things are. I'm the type of person where like I believe in having spiritual experiences in life. The older you get, the more you tend to go in that direction. You tend to look for things that are immaterial, and you try to find peace and stuff, and you try to bring peace and try to be the change that you wish to see and stuff. And it's a struggle. And I firmly believe in like going to the place, and you can still hear on a quiet day um, the cheers, the roars, and the crowd. It's like I firmly believe that like a ballpark, in my honest opinion, there's more to it than it just being a ballpark. People get married at these ballparks. People find their love of their lives at these ballparks. People, meet the future mother to their children, their father to their children, and it's like, where does all that go once it's gone? Once the ballpark is gone and everything's out of its way, it's like, there's still like some certain amount of there's a certain amount of memories that continue with the place. I don't think it just goes away, And with Memorial Stadium, I feel like there's such a thing as like a spirit of a building. I firmly believe that like that spirit exists in that building, and tearing it down is going to tear down the physical aspect of it, but I believe that it lives on in other things. It's just too much energy that possess that place, that possess that stadium. And, like they say, energy never stops. It just goes on in other forms and facets. And I think it goes on in other forms and facets. I think somewhere out there in the ages, in my honest opinion, I firmly believe that there are and there is, you can still hear those cheers somewhere. You can still feel the vibes somewhere. It's in the brick, it's in the chairs, it's in the stones, it's in all that stuff. At least that's what I believe. And so when you go down there, and obviously now there's no stadium, but it's kind of hard to like see where it's at because of its absence. But it's you still see some remnants of it. I hope I can get this done right. I just got back from this weekend watching the Phillies play against the Orioles here, and that was something. That was definitely something. I don't uh, I don't know if that's a World Series preview match, but I'll say this. Um, wow. Do I need to move this over? I might need to move this over. This is gonna mess up everything. Yeah, move it over, give it some space. There we go. Hey man, long time no talk. I see your builds. I'm glad to see you in here. I just want to say I am proud of all the work in which you have done this year. You're definitely kicking ass, man. And you're definitely taking risk building new stuff, and you're definitely just battling it head on. If I had anything to do with that, hey, you're welcome. Um, you did exactly what I envisioned people to do who build ballparks is to just go and take risk and just kick ass and just go with the flow and see where it takes you. And you're definitely doing that. I have a test Memorial Stadium kit that I uploaded, which is just blank. It's just a template for people to use. But like for the most part, I'm kind of done with this per se. And it's not because I'm spending a lot of time on it. That's one thing. But the thing about it is that eventually at some point you get to a point, and Max said this one time. He said, there's only so much you can do with like what's allotted to you. And he's right. There's only so much you can do with the memory and the apps and the stuff that's allotted to you and the resources until you simply say, this is all I can do. Like I can't do any further than what I can do. And at some point, the Memorial Stadiums I am content with. There is some things I would like to do, like fill out the back and fill out the upper deck and stuff like that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, like I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying to myself, with the implementation of the new road stuff that they put in that I'm using for the with the implementation of the roads and all that type of stuff, it's fun. It's great to do, but it's like the stadiums that I have built are ultimately at 100. They're like 100. They're like 100 and so percent. And so, like, you sit up there at this 100 and some percent thing, and you're saying to yourself, okay, cool, like, I got this done. They implemented the new roads. All I got to do is go back and do the roads thing. And then you go back and you do the roads thing, and guess what? It bumps everything up to like 102%. So if you don't start out with the stadium and the assets that you have to make that, then guess what? You're crap out of luck because now you're stuck with the old road. So the Memorial Stadium set is done. It is complete. The only thing in which I was going to do is go back and put the new roads on there, the new streets and stuff. Can't do it. All the memories max out at 102, so it is what it is. And yeah. So, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do other than just, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, man, I've tried to if there's anything I wanted to do in this, I wanted to help people and make them see what they can do, what they can accomplish, and go back to where they are. It's just there's only so much you can do. And at some point, like, you got to be at peace with, like, the stuff that you build as an artist, the paintings that you make and everything. You got to be at peace with all of it, because if you don't, it just drives you crazy. And, I don't like things making me crazy. So, you get to a certain point where, you look at everything you're building, you match your success up to everything that you were before, and, you just say to yourself, you're like, listen, like, it is what it is. And until they fix the memory in this thing, until they enhance the memory in this thing, this is as good as it gets. And I'm okay moving on and applying my stuff to other ventures and everything. But, I don't know what their plans are. I don't know what their future plans are. And frankly, I'm tired of waiting around to figure it out. But, you know, this community is in good hands. As I've always said, it's gotten better with like Phil 44. Oh yeah. Well, one thing I've learned in my life is that Tom Brady said it best. It's like the difference between you and the other person. Difference between you and the other person when that person comes along is to what extent is your excellence going to be at? How far are you going to drive yourself? You know, how far are you going to take yourself? And if you can pay attention to the small things and the small details, you're a part of a 3% of the population. And I say this before, I'll say it again. 70% of the world's population, 70% of the world's population lacks inner voice. 70% of the world's population lacks an inner voice. They lack the ability to say, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? So you have a lot of people walking around here with no sense of direction, no sense of order, no sense of restraint, no sense of creativity. They're just falling in line and just doing things in which they think is right to do. So if you do this on a small scale and you step out and you rival other stuff and make competitors out of what you do, then guess what? You're already ahead of the game. You're already ahead of 70% of the population if you're in the 30 percentile. Just by sitting up here and maxing out, you know, what you want to do for yourself. Yeah, it takes longer, but you know something? It's like, if you're going to put time into something, it's much like life. You know, life is about, in all honesty, life is like a banking account. I'll say this and get out of here. But life, for all intents and purposes, is like a banking account. You get out of it what you put in. And you allocate your funds to what you deem is important. So if you're the type of person who believes in processing your stuff and putting your stuff forward with the sense of excellence and a sense of a capability to pay attention to detail and have your stuff be purposeful and excellent and vibrant, guess what? That's what you're going to lay down. That's what you're going to have. You know, if you're the type of person who, for the most part, are people who get on the subreddits and are like, oh, man, this would be great. Can someone build this ballpark? And the first thing I ask them, the first thing I say is, yeah, you. I get downvoted when I say that. Because 70% of the population out here lack inner voice. If people understood what I meant by saying that, they would understand I'm not trying to be mean when I say that. I'm trying to encourage people. If you have the energy to suggest somebody to build something, then you should have the energy to convince yourself that you can build what you're suggesting people to build. But a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people lack that. They doubt themselves. They feel like they're not capable of doing something. They think, oh, you have a talent. Yeah, talent is great. Talent is great. But hard work plus talent makes you unstoppable. And a lot of people don't have that. And they struggle. Oh, well, my version of the stadium looks crappy. That's great. My version of the stadium looked crappy, too. In fact, my version of the stadium looked worse than yours when I started out. Go make it. Go research. Go immerse yourself into it. When you go to ballparks, when you go to ball games, take a look at how they built those ballparks and how they built those stadiums. And move and walk through the concourses and stuff and see how things work and become inspired, because that's what people do when they build ballparks and they build architecture. But people rather just downvote you and say, oh, you know, you're not helping anybody. You're just, you know, I don't do this for a price. I just do this for, if you cared about what you were doing, you would even think twice about doing your stuff for free. because you will respect yourself enough to know that my time is precious. My skills are precious. My life is precious. Therefore, there's a value on it. But people don't think like that. There's a lot that goes into this. It's not just polygons and jokes and farts. It's about life. You know, and if you can push yourself to a further extent on this level here, you can do it anywhere in life. You can do it anywhere in life. That's what separates you from the rest of the crowd and the rest of the people. That's what separates you from being in a crowd to being on a stage. And a lot of people don't get that. They go their whole entire lives asking people to do stuff for them. Hey, man, teach me how to be rich. Hey, man, show me how to do this. Hey, man, show me how to do that. Sometimes in life, you can't, and you know this, I'm not preaching anything new. You don't need you don't have an instruction manual. You get your ass out and you just do it. That's what you do. You just do it. And may the best man win. And you're going to fail, and you're going to fall short. You're going to have your tumbles. You're going to make your mistakes. But why do we fall, Bruce? So we can get back up again. That's the flight of life. I sound like a broken record, but I say it all the time. This is why I fight so hard for this mode to be genuine, to be fun, and to be glitchless free. And to be glitchless, excuse me. That's why. Because you're robbing people of an experience. So many people that could be on this mode right now having fun, but they've given up because of how crappy this mode has been made. Yeah, you immerse yourself. You become possessed by it. There's nothing wrong with that. You become complete. That's what it's about. Somewhere I know that when I build this stadium, of any stadium, I'm making somebody somewhere happy. I know that for a certain fact. I'm making somebody somewhere happy. I'm making somebody happy like the way I would be happy if this thing was built the way I would build it. And I would look out and say, oh my God, somebody built Memorial Stadium. I always wanted to play Memorial Stadium. And that ounce of happiness is what gives me fulfillment in my life. You know? You're laying down the grounds of when people sit up here and say, oh, this mode is dead. Don't nobody want to play this game. Hey, I'm still playing it. I'm not playing it the way you would think I would play it, but I'm still playing it. It's just the way it goes. It's just like going to the gym. I'm going to the gym in about 10 minutes. It's like, how many people in their life get up today and say, I'm going to go today, and they never go? Oh, I'll just wait till the weekend. You cared about doing it, you do it today. It's just like this. You care about your stuff, you care about what you want to do it. So ain't nobody else going to be down here to... Yeah. And you know what? They have, and to be fair, they have every right to doubt. And I have every right to prove them wrong. Fair game. Fair game. Take them by storm. I have every right to prove you wrong. You have every right to doubt me. And if you have that mindset, you can do anything. Told you, man. Take a look at my MLB Show 21 stadiums, the Memorial Stadium ones. The ones that look like a dead bird on the highway. Them things that stadium look like trash. But I worked on it so much and was inspired by other people working on it that I'm like, okay, all right, I know what I got to do now. I got to get better. And in order for me to get better, I got to do better. And I did better. That's it. People got to understand that. That's something this new generation needs to get and needs to understand, that this world doesn't owe you anything. This world doesn't owe anybody explanations. Doesn't owe anybody any ounce of care unless it's civility. Other than that, everything else you got to do, you got to prove. You got to earn it. Bottom line. That's it. Practice makes perfect. That's what I try telling people all the time. Oh man, you're mean. You're telling people to, like, you can just do it yourself. I said, I don't understand how I get downvoted by telling people that if you have enough energy to suggest building a stadium, you have enough energy to build it yourself. But like, just straight up, you have enough energy to build one yourself. But what's stopping you is you being scared and having fear that you're going to screw up. Well, the person you're asking to do the work for, they screwed up too. I did this upper deck golf thing about a week and a half ago, a couple of weeks ago. And like immediately I got shoved behind the customer service desk. I didn't have no weeks of experience and training. Shoved me back there, and I had to learn on the fly. And thankfully, by the grace of being smart and everything, and some miracles happening, I picked that up in no time. That's what people got to have, man. You got to not be scared. Not be scared and take risks. That's one thing I've always said, and you can attest to it. And what I want people to know from even looking at these videos and watch these videos, if they ever stumble across them. Like, this is all I've ever said, and this is all I ever want people to do. Is to realize that whatever you've seen me do, you can do. What matters is, can you apply yourself? If you can apply yourself, you can do what you set your mind towards doing. The sky's is the limit. Sky's the limit. And so many people set themselves back in life by, doubting themselves. And it's some of the dumbest stuff I've ever seen people do. Never doubt yourself. Achieve. Research. Look at it. All it is just shapes. Never forget, I was drawing with this kid one time. And, I was trying to teach him how to draw. And I told him that all what this is just shapes. Do not be intimidated by shapes. When you look at a car is nothing but shapes. That's all to it. It's just shapes. Once you narrow things down to that, you'll never have a problem in your life. You'll look at it and be like, it's just shapes. But somebody can draw them shapes better than you at some point. But to be fair, somebody drew the shapes better than them at some point. There's always a bigger fish. It's just the way it goes. And as soon as you master that, it's no problem. You'll be saying to yourself, man, all right, I'm taking care of this next. Really? Like, I hate Camden Yards. I know Camden Yards is going to be my water of strife. But guess what? It ain't going to stop me from doing it. Okay. I mean, it's not bells, but it'll do. All right, I think that's enough. Okay. At some point, I'm going to have to start adding trees. So, and I got to get this oval right. So I have all this done. This is where the facade was. This is where the inner thing was, and all of that. So, but Arch, good to meet you again. I know you're busy these days because you got to you're working on your stuff. But you know, you ever need help, I'll gladly help you. Like I always say, if you need a reference to do circular stadiums, I did a cookie cutter one, and I've done RFK, and I've done Atlanta Stadium. Those are some of the best ones to go by and to use. So, you know, look at them. Never had a problem not dealing with it, you know, and continue doing you, bro. I'll be done with this by the end of tonight, because there's still some cosmetics and stuff I need to do with it, but it seems to be coming along for certain. Oh yeah, continue. Yeah, steal as many ideas as you want, dude. That's another thing too. I'm gonna say this before I go. A lot of people are scared of helping other people because the one thing they fear is they fear a person gaining knowledge and using it against them as a means to get ahead. That's called jealousy. If a person is confident in their skills and abilities to teach, then the teacher must be aware and prepared for the student to surpass them and to learn from them. Otherwise, there is no point of being a teacher. Pass on what you have learned. That's the point of being a teacher. That we are what they grow beyond. That's what Yoda said. So if you teach somebody something, as I have taught, and you pass on what I have passed on, don't be afraid of the student surpassing you. Or don't be afraid of the student rivaling you. Because if you are a true teacher and you believe in what you have learned, and you believe in what you have taught people, you will never be out of the loop on things. Because guess what? You're continuously learning as well. To be a teacher does not mean that you've mastered learning. To be a teacher means that you've mastered at a certain level and will continue to learn. Because for every master, there's a master who taught that master. That is what you do in this type of situation. We want to build stadium builder mode to become a legit mode so that others can enjoy this mode and look at it in a respectable light. And while there may be novices and while there may be people who do not comprehend or do not understand this mode, we don't want this mode to become one of these, what Logo Builder has become, where people just do offensive, obscene stuff, and that's what gets the YouTube views, and then you create a stigma and an image that, this is all what Stadium Builder is. Stadium Builder is just a place where people just do N-words and offensive, anti-Semitic stuff and homophobic stuff. No, we don't want to be represented by that. So in order for you to not have that impact anymore from people, you got to take it upon yourself to build it and say, hey, listen, I don't want my mode to be like this. Because if SDS looks at this, SDS is going to be like, man, all they do is just do this, that. Let's get rid of the mode. And you're too little too late because you could have said something, but you didn't. You become a part of the silent majority. So that's the goal here. Will it happen? Maybe. I'm only one person. I'm not all powerful. But is it possible to happen? Yeah, it can happen. You can get people on board with this and start creating a more respectable, deemable mode to where people are going to be intimidated by the goodness that's in this mode and say to themselves, damn, well, I got to up the ante when I get here. And if they just want to make fun ballparks, that's cool too. Not everybody's a Picasso. Not everybody's a Michelangelo. That's fine. But we got to get this mode to the point where it's respectable and people take it seriously. Because at some point it has gone on far along enough to where people have basically turned this thing into a fart joke at our expense. And that's why this doesn't get prioritized. That's why when you come in here and you say, all right, well, we should get this scoreboard and get that scoreboard. And you know what SDS comes back with? SDS comes back with some goofy stuff, like dinosaurs or some crap like that. And you sit up there and you wonder, well, how come we haven't gotten what we got? That's why. You can't expect other people to take you seriously when you don't take yourself seriously. So that's my 2 cents on the whole ordeal. That's what I believe. That's what I tend to think should be the solution to this. This is my prescription to the diagnosis. And hopefully as time goes on, people get their crap in order. And hopefully we get a good mode. I want this stadium builder to, be able to get foul poles and move bullpens, just work on stuff. You can't do that when, tell you one thing, they surely listen to the Diamond Dynasty community. When them people have a problem and they complain, well, they don't do it on Discords and stuff like that. They may do it on Discords, but you know where they do it at the most? YouTube. And guess who listens to them? So that's where it is, bros. You want change, you must be the change you wish to see in the world. That's what Gandhi said. Oh, the Diamond Dynasty community now is doing this whole this isn't our game. We don't care about it. We don't where was this energy like 2 years ago when everybody, including me, was telling everybody, hey, listen, heads up, guys, this is where this is going. When I used supposed to say all what you guys are becoming is a new Madden because you guys are seriously sitting up here bragging about all this card stuff and the card stuff is going to go. Where was this energy then? Because if people would have legitimately spoke up about it, then you wouldn't have the problems now. The only reason why SDS, and he doesn't even want to admit, his rants are, all due respect, I like his channel and stuff like that, but there are people, and I've been around long enough in the gaming community to know something. That people in the gaming community are very, very, they're very self-preserving. One day they'll criticize it, you'll be on their side, you'll follow them, you'll subscribe to them, and then the next minute they will be, hey guys, I'm a part of the partner program. And you never hear from them again. That happens a lot in Madden. I'm not saying he'll do it, I'm saying that happens a lot in Madden. But, a lot of people in the gaming community, when they complain about something, they complain about stuff that's in their interest. So the reason why he has an issue right now is he has an issue because the mode in which he prefers is giving him a hard time. It's not the other way around. And the way to complain about a game when a game goes the way it goes is you have to complain about the whole game as a whole. You cannot be, if it's not stadium community, I don't give a crap. No, because if you see a problem in stadium community, guess what? Eventually you're going to see it in franchise. Eventually you're going to see it road from March to October. And that's how you get to where you have, right now, one of the most like awesome baseball seasons of all time. Like baseball picks up in the summer. This is where baseball picks up. You're in the heat of baseball. It's like playing Madden and you're in October, November. That's football weather. That's football season. That's the same thing here. And you have people not playing the game. People don't want to play this game. That's a problem. That could have been preserved by people speaking up before it got to this point. Not when your precious card system doesn't work right. Not when you feel like you should hold on to Cal Ripken Jr. 99 overall card. You should be speaking up before this happens, because now it's too little too late. Because they send out the surveys and these people are clueless. Business people are clueless. Business people, like ostriches, hide with their head in the sand. They don't realize the stuff that we do or stuff we know. So you'll see like 4 or 5 YouTube videos of people complaining about, oh, this isn't my game and the game is turning bad and all this stuff. Yeah, well, where were you 2 years ago when people were trying to tell you what was up? You guys didn't care because your mode was unimpacted. Welcome to the party. But I like his rants, and I understand where his rants are coming from. But he still has this. I'm not going to say it's Madden yet. No, bro, it is Madden yet. It has arrived. It is NBA 2K. It is FIFA with the MUT cards and all that type of stuff. This game has become nothing but a card haven. It's become a microtransaction thing. That's why the first thing they market and the first thing they sell and they tell you is, hey, stubs are 30-some% off. Word? Stubs are X amount % off? Okay. Who cares? What about the game? Like, are you adding more ballparks to the stadium? Are you doing that? No? Okay. Why is it the first thing that if you really read between the lines and you see what they're trying to market here, you already know where it's going. So you can't pea foot around it and be like, oh, okay, like I'm not gonna say they're Madden yet, but they're getting there. Come on, man. Come on. There's a difference between a tornado warning and a tornado watch. You dig? There's a difference. It's the sign of the times. I ain't mad at it, but I'm just saying if you want me to continuously go out and pay $90, $100, $80 for your game, why am I doing this? What is so special about me paying $80 for your game? And you know what the special features always come down to? Cards. Special cards, special cards, special cards. They don't talk about nothing about offline mode. It's all about cards. And it's not getting to be like Madden. Come on, bro. You know deep down inside what the move is. You know it. You know where it's heading. That's what screwed Madden up. Madden used to have classic stadiums. Madden used to have classic teams and classic stadiums. You have a whole generation of kids that are grown now, 20-some years old, okay? Never knew what it was like to play with a classic team or play in a classic stadium. Have no clue whatsoever, and never will. That's wild stuff. I just think the people who talk about that are, a little, don't shame the people who are talking about that. Don't shame the people who are saying this is Madden. In fact, praise those people. It probably will drop. It most likely. I mean, we haven't even gotten an All-Star break, and they're already saying that people aren't playing this thing. And most of the people that are not playing it are probably people doing Diamond Dynasty because they hired this new person who came on board, who has the gecko slogan, "Greed is good." Greed kills, man. You had a good thing going with Diamond Dynasty. People were hustling and bustling and fussling, getting everything going the way they wanted to get it, and now they got it where this stuff disappears and all this type of stuff and everything, this, that, and the third. And I say, boo hoo. You know, I don't have sympathy for, and I've tried to have sympathy for the Diamond Dynasty community, but this has been a long time coming. When I go to Reddit, and when Stadium Builder first came out, you couldn't even post your stadium highlights on what's it called, on the subreddit. They would immediately take your stuff down and be like, "Oh, well, we're not posting that here. We're not interested in that." Why? It's part of MLB The Show. And the only thing those people post on MLB The Show is the same stuff. Cards, complain about online play, complain about the cards they get, complain about the cards in online play. You really have to build, there really had to be another subreddit built to show off stadiums. So you reap what you sow. That's how republics become empires. Because you ignore all the signs that tell you where the direction's going. Because, these YouTube gamers, and don't make a mistake, they're in the business of making money. These YouTube gamers who are telling you about the cards, and they put their weird old faces on there for these YouTube videos, are busy trying to tell you that cards are important, because most of their audiences are kids. Their audiences aren't adults. I like talking to adults. I don't like talking to kids. I was a kid one time. I don't feel like talking to kids. Because what kids are interested in, I, as a 36 or mid-30s-year-old man, am not interested in. And that's okay. That time has passed. I don't like sitting up here talking about collecting baseball cards. I just don't. It's not what I'm interested in. I like my audience to be adults, so I can have a good conversation with them. If you stumble in here and you happen to be a kid, cool, great. Hope you like what you see. Subscribe. Talk to you later. Not interested. But that's where things are at. And I'm not trying to shade people or harm or say mean stuff. Everybody's going to be interested in different things. That's what creates variety. What I have a problem with in this world is that there is a funny way that when things are deemed not important by people who are in charge and in control of things, somehow those things that are deemed not important never get attention paid to it. And it gets neglected, and it gets pushed to the wayside, and it gets ultimately gotten rid of, because companies look at what the bottom dollar is, and they say, hey, we should put more focus on this, put more focus on that. I'm cool with you, Fiserv. What I'm saying is, and hear me out here, is when I was your age, I was interested in this stuff as well. Because as a 15-year-old, it really isn't that much to do. You're a little too young for bars. You're a little too young for the nightlife. You're a little too young for a lot of stuff. But in due time, young grasshopper, all shall come to you. But, what I'm trying to say is that much like with Twitch and your big top streamers who are adults, they target children. And because they know that children or kids or early teenagers are susceptible to giving more feeds, giving more attention, giving more views. I'm here to tell you, as an adult, most people who watch these people are not adults. They don't have the time. They just don't. And Fiserv, I'm going to tell you something, enjoy your youth, my good man, because I'm telling you, when the time comes, In about 15 years, you'll be 30. Okay? Time flies really fast. You'll see what I'm talking about. That you'll look at these, you'll go on YouTube and you'll look at these people and you'll be like, man, the hell are they talking about baseball cards and stuff, that Diamond Dynasty? And you realize these are grown dudes in their 30s, grown dudes in their late 20s and 30s talking about collecting cards, and putting these weird old faces on these daggone YouTube screenshots to bring cards. Oh my God, I got the 150 Hall of Famer Eddie Murray card. And you got like 20 some YouTubers that are doing that. Like, it's a cash grab. They know like what's going to attract that. And I'm not saying that, stadium builders is right and all this type of stuff. I'm just saying that, like, I'm old enough to know target marketing when I see targeted marketing. And I'm old enough to know that businesses are capable of subjecting and subliminal messaging kids, adults, young adults, to buy. To buy. That's what it comes down to. Businesses show no shame when it comes to targeting you to make money off of you, because they know mom is going to get it. I can just get dad's credit card. I can spend stubs, all this type of stuff, 30,000 stubs, and 30% off. See, they don't care about my demographic. My demographic is on its way out. We are aged dinosaurs. They can't fool us no more. We grew up during an age where we knew that games weren't going to nickel and dime us, that if a game was broken, we just blew the dust out the cartridge and called it a day. We're not their targeted metric anymore. You guys are. You, Fiserv, are their targeted audience demographic. Because, you guys grew up in an era where NFL 2K didn't exist. That game was $19.99 when that bad boy came out. And EA and NFL said, you know what? I don't really feel like our product deserves being $19.99 in a bargain bin. What you guys got? Oh, we got billion, gazillion, bajillion dollars sold. And that's what they do. They target the market. And so when these YouTubers get up here and they do all this card stuff and these old faces and this weird looking crap that they do, trying to tell you, oh, guys, this is the next thing. It's like this dude's like 25, 31 years old or whatever. He's trying to flip his hat backwards and says, hey, what's up, cool kids? When he actually does that, and all right, Ark, I'm on my rant, so I'll definitely finish up here. But, when that guy comes on YouTube and he does that, a lot of times they don't tell you that they're sponsored to do this, or they're paid to talk about this, or paid to talk about that. They know what sells money. And what sells money is this stub stuff. And they're really pushing it. Take it easy, Arch, man. Good talking to you. And they're really pushing it. And they're not pushing it on your 30-some-year-olds. They're not pushing it on your 30-some-year-olds. Bye, sir. Good talking to you, kid. Enjoy your summer, man. Stop by, talk anytime about stadiums and stuff. They're not pushing it on your 30-some-year-olds, your late 20-some-year-olds. They're pushing it on your kids. This is what the demographic is. They're targeting your kids. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that is what it is. So when you sit up here and you see a video game come out, and the minute you play a game like Madden, and you're like, man, what happened to old EA tracks? Dude, those were good back in the day. You got to understand something. I was 15 in 2003. That was 20 years ago. That's a long time ago. And in culture and in influence, that was almost a century ago. But that's just what it is. And these people are targeting a select demographic the same way Fortnite targeted a select demographic, and so on and so forth. And so money's going to talk. They will listen to the people that will bring them money. It is the teenagers from Fiserv's age demographic to younger, say about 12, 13, 14, 15, who plays these Madden games. And these young adults were not around when Madden 2005 came out. All right? They weren't even thought about when Madden 2005 came out. Well, we were old enough to remember it because guess what? At one point, we were the demographic. And so that's how all that stuff works. All I'm saying is, hey, we're still out here. It's okay that you want to focus on them. Focus on us too a little bit. Throw a little bone our way. But they won't do that. And so that's the problem that you run into. And people don't see that because business works with subliminal messaging. They work with a direction that they want to give it to. That's why I said this game, much like NBA 2K and much like all of them, are going the way of the paid microservices and stuff like that, where they make cards so difficult for you to get that you give up and you say, you know what, man, how much is a 30,000? How much is that 30,000 stub? Oh, it's this amount? Okay, cool. Sold. And like you just think it's just that, but what you've just done is unannounced to yourself, you've literally gave them permission to say, I approve of what you guys are doing. I think that what you guys are doing is great for the game. And any other decisions that you guys are going to make moving forward, and it's like this, sure, I'll co-sign. You don't think you did that. They think you did that. And that's all that matters. And that's how you get Madden. Now, I've criticized Madden for a long time. I'm too old to be dealing with it now. But I'm curious to see what they're going to do with this year's version and how they're going to move things and move the needle and everything and all that type of stuff. But so far, to where we've grown up, a lot of the stuff they're reintroducing in these games, they've already had. And once you start getting to the point where games are reintroducing stuff that previous generations had and marketing as a new, oh, you got a problem. I want NCAA football to do good. I want MLB The Show to do good. I want Madden to do good because these are great outlets and escapes in life. And Lord knows life sucks as much as it is. And you need some things that are going to alleviate your stress in a healthy fashion and manner. But this whole buy 3 different versions of the same sports game for like $100 to $200, this is crap. It's crap. And when you guys get older, you 14-year-olds, you 15-year-olds, you 16-year-olds, if you stumble across this video and you see this rant, I'm here to tell you, you'll see it too when you get older. And you'll say, this is stupid. What am I doing? I have groceries to pay for. I am not going to spend $50 for a coin when I need a burrito and I'm hungry and I got bills due. That's how I know that they're targeting kids with this stuff and not adults. And if they are targeting adults, they're targeting adults who are probably paid and hired for by them, who can afford the sponsorship tokens and all that type of stuff. Because ain't nobody in their right mind, especially in this economy, is spending almost $200 a month for these quick get rich gaming strategies. Just don't fly. So that's that. That's all I'm saying. If you guys want the insanity to stop participating in the insanity. That's it. Stop participating in the insanity. Because I'm going to tell you what corporate does. Once they see that the sales go down on certain stuff, corporate and sales is going to have a meeting. And they're going to say, hey, guys, what's going on? Oh, we're not making sales. Oh, I thought they liked this. Nope, they don't. All right, cool. We got to switch the direction. That's what they do. Business people dwell in the world of money. All they care about is money. The NFL, Roger Goodell, MLB, all of them. All they care about is money. Money talks, BS walks. And so if you are tired, and I'm going to give you guys a little cheat sheet here before I dip out of here. If you guys are tired of the current direction in which your games are going, that goes for EA, that goes for this game, that goes for Star Wars, that goes for anything. If you are tired of the direction in which these games are going, it's very simple what you need to do. Don't pay, and I even say this to my Diamond Dynasty brothers, okay? Do not pay for stubs. Don't do it until they right the wrongs of their ways and realize that you can't buy your fans when they smell something as fishy. Don't buy it. Buy the core game, get what comes with it, get on with your life. And they'll have no point. They'll have no choice but to turn that ship around and say, you know what, guys, we were wrong. Here's an extra this, here's an extra that. And hold steady, hold firm, don't let them buy you. And watch just how things are going to change. Watch how fast it changes. But as long as you're out there buying their stuff and you're buying their game and everything, they got you hook, line, and sinker. They own you. That's just how the cookie crumbles. That's business. So that's that. I'm going to be logging off and get out of here. It was good to talk to you guys. It was good to catch up on a lot of people. Fiserv, good talking to you as usual if you're in here. Arch, good talking to you. Max, always good talking to you as well. I will be getting out of here soon. Get to the gym. Hope you guys are doing something worthwhile for your time. If you're on summer break, go see a baseball game. Preseason come up for NFL. Go see that if you can. If you got a hobby, take part of it, just as long as you're not harming anybody. Okay? That's it. That's all I ask of you guys. So be awesome. Stay awesome. Be cool. Do something creative. Aid to this world. Lord knows we need it. And, that's it. I'll be back on here later on today as I get back. And hope to catch you guys soon.